The first day I went to SmackDown without Elton, I felt like I was 5 years old going to school for the first time. I've never been more nervous in my life. It was scary going from Pretty Deadly, but I just want to start new, and I think a fresh new start. It's going pretty good.
What a theme song.
Yeah, it's super catchy. That was what I was hoping for.
What was the original idea behind the new character?
I had like 5 big pictures I went for. Limited edition Kit Wilson, that was the initial idea.
That's good.
And it still could come.
How's Elton doing?
He's doing good. The surgery went well, but it's just a touch and go situation. It's the neck.
That's scary.
So horrible to see him go through it. And the funny thing is, we've only ever wanted to be a tag team.
Your NXT debut, you guys win the NXT Tag Championships.
Take that, Brutus Creed.
How did you and Elton even meet?
Beautiful story. So,
people are calling for you to be the next US champion.
I would love to win the US title, cut that thing right in half. I'll give half to Elton.
So you still think of yourself as a tag guy?
My mindset is always tag.
Pretty Deadly, the musical.
We had some big plans for that musical, and it's still coming.
A lot of eyes were on that Matt Cardona match.
Were they for Matt or were they for...
Kit Wilson.
One more time.
Kit Wilson.
Oh, it feels good.
What a theme song. What a theme song.
Who, me? Who, me? Thank you.
It's been stuck in my head ever since I heard it.
Yeah, it's super catchy. That was what I was going for. That was what I was hoping for. I didn't think I realized how catchy it was going to be and how much it's kind of clicked on and sat with people. But I'm not complaining.
How much input did you have into the song?
You know, so I ended up having a fair amount of input. I was pushing for new music when I kind of found out what the situation was going to be. And maybe I was going to go solo. I started messaging a lot, saying I would love new music. Can I get new music? Then eventually I got into contact with Neil, I believe. And then he called me. We had a little discussion on the phone. He said, what kind of thing are you looking for? So I said, can I send you an email? Got off the phone and I started writing this email just with all my references, with all the songs I like, with all the ideas I had, lyrics, kind of the theme of it, the vibe of it. So I had so much. I had... there's a Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish song called Guess, and that opens with a phone call. Actually, there's no phone call, but it opens and it goes, hey, Billy, are you there? That I loved, and I really wanted that. So that was my first thing. I wanted a phone call. I wanted a ring. I wanted to pick up. I wanted a, hey, Kit, are you there? I originally wanted it in an English voice, and I still would like to have it with an English voice. We're American for now, but, you know, I think we'll be okay with that. So that was a big one. We got that. And then there was just so many other influences. There's another Charlie XCX song called Speed Drive, which I really liked. Jenny from Blackpink has a song called Like Jenny. That is very poppy, there's a lot of like girly pop music at the moment that's come out that's just very catchy. It's very iconic. It's very chorus. Chapel Roan, Feminine Omenon, very good song. That was a big one I pushed for. There's also some Harry Styles influence. 1975 was a big band that I liked, and Pretty Deadly actually used their song on the Indies for a theme.
Which one? I love that band.
Love Me.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a guitar riff in that we used to really like. And I feel like I can kind of hear that in this song. And then what else do we have? Oh, Jade, who's a UK artist. I don't know if you know her. She's put out a fantastic album this year. She used to be in the band Little Mix. So there's just so many references there. I sent them all. I timestamped the bits that I liked, the choruses, the here, the here.
Oh, you were right into this.
Yeah. I'm always trying to give as much as I can, so as much of me is there. And then they came back, gave me the first draft. It sounded great. Few tweaks, and we kind of, I felt like we hit it, you know?
This is different from the story you hear from a lot of people where it's like, here's your song, they hit play, and it's like, okay. Like, this was really collaborative for you.
Yeah, and again, I just wanted to put my best foot forward. I knew I wanted a female singer. I've always been big on that. And it just feels different, you know? I wanted to make sure it was different. I wanted to make sure it was me. So as long as I had an opinion to give, I was going to give it.
So here's the thing. That song's been around now. You've had this theme song for a few months.
Yeah, a little
People
bit.
I don't feel like really heard it for the first time until that SmackDown match at the start of 2026 with Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
But you had it for a few months before that.
Yeah, I feel like this character and this new iteration of Kit Wilson has kind of been brewing, and we've been kind of like testing a few things, working on a few things. The theme song was one of those, you know? And we created the Tron. We had that loaded for a little bit of time. But I was doing those main event matches, the tapings before SmackDown, using the song, just kind of getting used to it, trying to figure out what my entrance was. And then the SmackDown came with the Tron, and kind of everything clicked. And now everything really feels like it's coming together as a whole package.
You have a TitanTron. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's only 2 WWE superstars that have a TitanTron right now. It's you
Oh, who's the other one?
and Logan Paul. And Logan Paul has like an old school, like Attitude Era, like highlight reel Titantron.
Yeah.
Everybody else just has the name or their logo. So how did you get a Titantron?
I just said, look, what do you want? Do you want Logan Paul or do you want Kit Wilson? And it just kind of felt like an easy decision. So we needed to raise the stock of someone else. And then, damn. Again, I think it was just happenstance, circumstance. It was just timing of it all. Obviously, as you know, so much of it in this company and this job is that. I had the music. It was kind of hitting big. And then there's a guy backstage who does a lot of good work called Tamario. He kind of put forward, he said, I think we can do something good with this. I think we can do a Tron. We think we can do a music video for this. So instantly I said, where do you need me? What can I do? How can we do it? And then within like the week or the second week, I was at the PC in NXT in Orlando, filming it with the team there with Borash and Rob Fee. And we just did a ton of stuff. I had so many outfit changes. We got it all filmed. I saw the preview. I saw the preview the next week, and it evolves, and here we are.
It's funny how like the new character is one piece of it, but the song in the Tron is like what's really got you over.
Yeah, it's big. Again, it feels like things were clicking in place and things were feeling right. Like I got new gear, that felt right. Then there was a little tweak here. There was a new necklace, but the music, the Tron was just kind of the icing on the cake. It was the ribbon to the present. It was just kind of the final bit of the presentation that I think makes it so special.
And there's a lot of examples of like great wrestlers who, as soon as they change their song, boom, they get over.
Yeah.
And like, this is the thing that makes people connect with you right now.
Yeah. And it was scary going from Pretty Deadly, being a singles guy, because our whole career in this company was Pretty Deadly. And I remember kind of having a discussion, and I think I was talking to Triple H, and he said, do you still want this music? Do you still want the yes boy? Do you still want this aspect? And I did, and I cherish so much of that, and that was so much of who I was as a person. I was scared, but I just felt like if we're going to this new chapter, we have to go. So I said, I want to get rid of all of that. And then obviously it comes back if it comes back, but I just wanted to start new, and I think, as you say, a fresh new start is it's going pretty good. Pretty good.
What's the story behind the necklace? Actually, it's two necklaces, right? The big pearls.
I'm rocking two necklaces,
and the puka shells.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the day. It might change, but we've got the big pearls, which are entrance and promo. And then we've kind of got something little underneath. So I'm always trying to keep you guessing. But I just think with those big ones, I don't think I can do much damage. If Matt Cardona was coming in with his big clown feet, I think the necklace is going to get in the way. So that's coming off early. I'm keeping that safe.
I just can't believe puka shells are back in style.
Do you know what? I mean, maybe being an ignorant English person, you say the word puka shells. I'm not even fully sure what you mean.
Really?
I'm here for it, yeah.
It was what you were wearing underneath the shells in the Matt Cardona match. The little...
Yeah, okay, that's
the
what
little
we're calling
white,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my sister actually got me that for Christmas.
This is amazing. You don't know what puka shells are.
Oh, yeah, the term feels foreign to me. I'll say that. Yeah, maybe it's Canadian.
Maybe it's Canadian. No, it's not. This is like a throwback to like 2002.
Oh.
Every like Hollister, Abercrombie Fitch wearing person, myself included. I was definitely one of those.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2002, I wasn't at my height of being a fashionista, but maybe there's
when did that happen?
That was probably 2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I was 18.
I've got a few years
when it starts.
I've got it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I've got a few years on you.
Because you're old now.
Wow.
Are you?
Wow.
That was more of a question.
Huh.
More of a question.
That sounded like an insult.
Sorry. Let me start again.
Mm-hmm.
So you're quite old now. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's what having two kids will do to you.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. They're the best.
I got 4. Well, I got 6. They're cats, but
what are their names?
Oh, Socks, Luna, Aero, Bowie. Then we've got 2 fosters that are going to my mother-in-law, Moon Boots and Moon Beans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic names.
They're all space themed because my first cat, we'll go cat. We'll talk cats. We'll do it. My first cat in England was called Rocket. And I love Rocket. We just recently had a bit of a scare. He got shot. Which
what?
It was a
what
whole,
are you?
Yeah, it was a whole thing. There's a bad neighbor in a neighborhood. It was kind of crazy. It was a pellet gun. It wasn't a real gun.
Who's shooting a cat?
Well, you're telling me. We called the police straight away. Maybe this is getting too political. Maybe this is getting too crazy. But my English cat, Rocket, I love him, but I couldn't bring him over to America when we moved. So my sister now has him. So shout out to Lucy. She is incredible with him.
Lucy and Rocket.
Exactly. But Rocket starts it off with the space names. And then we go Socks, which is Buzz Lightyear's cat. Then Luna, obvious. Aero, Bowie. Bowie is a bit of a stretch, but we're going there.
I get it. I see where you're going
Ziggy
with
Stardust, you know, we're kind of there.
Yeah.
And then Moon Boots and Moon Beans, which is, you know, you can judge that if you wish.
Our dog is named Luna, so I'm right there with you.
Come on, just give me a little.
I don't know what that was.
It was a Luna touch.
That's good. Oh.
Yeah.
Looney, Loons, Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
The Loon.
Yeah, we've almost got so many that now they've entered. We've done the kind of basics, but now they've gone so far into embarrassing territory that if I say it out loud, I think I would regret it. Yeah. I guess I'll say one. We call her Chicken McDoona.
A what?
Which was an evolution of a Luna to a Doona to a and now she's just Chicken McDoona.
That's how pet names work, though.
Yeah, and I love her.
Oh.
Let me say that. I love her.
Oh, is she number one on the list?
There's no number one, but she is a Manx.
You love them all equally.
Yeah, but Luna's a Manx, so she was born without a tail. So she is our special one. But I love them all equally. I love them all so much.
How often do you get to see the cats?
Oh, well, I mean,
you're on the road a lot.
Yeah, we're on the road a lot, but I am desperate to get home to my wife and my cats. And I love this life that I live. I love being on the road, but I love just as much going home. So I'm in that house and I'm cuddling. I'm grabbing every single one of them. I'm pulling them in. Yeah, I'm the kitty cat. Let me just let that sit a little bit.
That's why you're Kit Wilson.
That's a part of the reason. Yeah, I've actually got a rocket on my leg for Rocket.
Can I see?
Where is it? I don't
Where
like
is this thing.
Do you know what? I think a great lesson in life is regrets. I do have a regret for the outer layer of the tattoo. It's too thick. I don't like it. It's ugly. I don't know if I've shared this with anyone, but there's a rocket right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this border is kind of 1975-esque for those that know the rectangular box.
Yes.
But it's too thick and I don't like it. I think it's ugly. I think it's garish.
No.
But this rocket is for Rocket because obviously I left him and I wanted him with me.
Luna's probably pretty jealous of that, though.
Yeah, Luna's coming. She'll have her time, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to get a tattoo of a tail without it being a tail.
We're in London right now as we record this.
Yeah.
So does it feel good to be back home?
Yeah, it's just really nice to know there's a Greg's close by always, you know. There's a Wetherspoons near me. There's a Nando's, there's a Wagamama's. There's a Toby Carvery. Have you had Toby?
I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, I know Nando's.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just do, I'll talk to you after this and we'll do them all.
What, isn't it a thing to be like, my Nando's order is?
Yeah, it is. I don't know how popular that is these days because again, I don't live in this country anymore. But that was a big thing, and I was a double chicken wrap guy.
Okay.
Yeah. What about yourself?
I've been to Nando's. Actually, I went to Nando's in DC I was there for Cena's last match.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, there's a Nando's here?
Yeah.
And of course, there was a line because the food is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just got the half chicken.
Okay.
With the peri-peri. See,
peri-peri salt. There's a Peronaise. That's really good. There's peri-peri salt on the chips. There's a lot of peri-peri.
It's a peri-peri spot, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know, but it's delicious.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Nando's is so popular because it's a comfort food now in England. It's not even necessarily the best food, but it's pure comfort, happiness. It's a lot of first early dates as well. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you can both go for less than like $40 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, next time you're in Toronto, we have the Canadian version of this, Swiss Chalet.
Oh, wait.
Well, there's Nando's there, yes. But Swiss Chalet is like...
Swiss Chalet?
Yes.
Oh.
It's like the comfort Canadian food of like...
Okay,
same thing. Quarter chicken, white or dark meat, the fries.
Yeah.
The dipping sauce there is so good you'd want to drink it.
Oh.
So next
drink me up.
Next time you're in Canada.
Okay.
Swiss Chalet. And all my Canadian friends are going, yeah, Swiss Chalet.
Swiss Chalet. Chalet.
You'll know.
Okay, I'm there.
Do you know all the lyrics to your song?
Yeah. I'm the topic. Tonic to the toxic. Antidote in motion. Pretty deadly with the tender emotion. And I can never decide whether I like with the tender emotion or with a tender emotion. Both of those sit right in my head.
I see you singing it as you're walking down to the ring.
Yeah, I want to sing the whole thing. And maybe I will sing the whole thing, but I like a little lip sync moment. I like to kind of be in the music. I have been struggling. The crowd make noise, which has been really annoying because I can't hear my music. I can't sing along. But yeah,
they're going to keep making more noise, as you know.
Yeah, it does feel problematic, that, doesn't it? It does feel, in
think
Berlin,
that's a good problem to have.
I'll take it. But yeah, I love the music. I love the lyrics. And again, with that email, there was certain words and lyrics. I wanted Pretty Deadly in there. I wanted some kind of reference. So there's just little Easter eggs in it that I wanted to put in. So yeah, I know the lyrics. I love the lyrics, and I'm going to try and be singing along, yeah.
Man, can you believe it's been over a month now since John Cena's final match? I feel so grateful that I was there in DC. Look at these incredible tickets I got from SeatGeek, and I want to give a huge shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including WWE, concerts, sports, festivals, and more. The NFL playoffs are here, the Super Bowl is right around the corner, and of course we've got WWE events every single week. Check this out. This is SmackDown in a few weeks here. Tickets start at $59 there, and the cool thing about SeatGeek is they've got your back. Each ticket there is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal or not. Look for the green dots. Green means good, and red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And yes, of course, I've got a code for you. I'm hooking you up. Use the code CVV to get 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets when you use the code CVV. Just click the link down below to download the app, and then that code will automatically be applied for whatever the next event that you're going to happens to be. Big shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode.
What was the original idea behind the new character?
Ooh. So you know what? I guess there's with all of this, you have your character, and then often there's only so much of the character that you see on screen. And then there's certain people, and especially me and Elton and Pretty Deadly, we have so much of the character behind the scenes that never actually comes to the forefront, but we've got it. And a whole big section of the Pretty Deadly character was toxic masculinity. And I'm sure there's tons of early promos, even on the independents, even maybe in stuff that we sent over to the company, maybe when we were trying to practice for promos that had stuff based on toxic masculinity. It just didn't end up being the main thing we focused on. So it's always been there, it's always been a part of how we saw the characters. And if everything was needed, then we would explain that and we would bring that to the forefront. So then when it came to me being on my own, I was pitching ideas. I had initially, I think I had 5 big pitches I went for. And then the one that turned out to be the toxic masculinity one, I think the Word document was labeled limited edition Kit Wilson. Because again, actually, shout out to Luna. We call Luna limited edition.
Your cat.
Because she's got no tail. My cat, yeah. Can you see how I've loosened up and got more excited when we talked about the cat?
This is great. We talk about cats for the next hour.
It will. Maybe part 2 is cat exclusive.
Just cats. Limited edition.
Limited edition Kit Wilsons. That was the initial idea.
That's good. That's a good name.
Yeah, I like it. And it still could come because I'm just, I'm Kit Wilson at the moment.
Well, now now you've put it out into the world. So you can now trademark it because of this.
Well, let's get on the comments. What do we want? Limited edition. Tonic to the toxic. The topic. There's a few little there's stuff ruminating. Let's have a little think. Let's see what we like. But it was limited edition. And I had brief ideas of the toxic masculinity thing. And then again, I had 4 other pictures that I sent through, but it seemed like the team and the creative kind of really liked the toxic masculinity thing. So as soon as they kind of said they liked that, again, I sent 5 more pictures, 5 more ideas that were based on this and how it was presented and what it might look like. And again, through dark matches, through the main event tapings, it was kind of trial and error to kind of find what this was. And here we are.
Were you nervous about going out on your own?
Oh my goodness God. Yeah, I was so, the first day I went to SmackDown without Elton, I felt like I was 5 years old going to school for the first time because again, we are best friends. We met on the independents. We signed together. We've done everything together. When we moved over to America, we lived together. We talk every day. I love him. And we viewed each other as one person. We never talked to anyone and tried to talk as individuals. It was always about the team. So to do it on my own, I've never been more nervous in my life. But he's been really supportive. We talk all the time. He's always saying, what have you got? What are you doing? You're going to smash it. He always says, good job. So it was nice to have his support, but it was so nerve-wracking going in. And now I feel like I'm finding my footing and I feel comfortable. It's kind of fulfilling doing this whole new part of it. But it is scary and I miss him.
How's Elton doing?
He's doing good. Surgery happened, and it was nice that he could then talk about the surgery because he's quite a private person. He wasn't really putting anything out there. People didn't really know. Some people thought it was just this. Some people thought it was just that. So it was nice for people to get clarity and understand what was going on. The surgery went well, and so far, it's been like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Everything's on track and good, but it's just a touch and go situation. It's the neck, so it's such a specialist area that I think we're just kind of taking it day by day. But he is doing good, which is fantastic. It's just a scary thing, yeah. And I want to talk about him, but I don't want to get too sentimental because I'll start going. You know,
He had his neck fused.
Yeah, he's got a double.
Man, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. And he's 28 years old.
What was the spot?
He took a reverse DDT. And I think I was in it as well. I think it was maybe a reverse DDT and a flatliner. And I think it was obviously an accident. Things happen. We know what we're getting into, but I think he just landed wrong. And he says he felt a certain kind of shock, and then he didn't feel anything. And then it's quite...
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll get there. It happened, and then it's crazy because you watch it back, and his fingers kind of curl up, and it's really a bit horrible to rewatch, knowing what it was. And then he, he got injured, he got hurt. It was reverse DDT, and then when he's trying to figure out in the ring what's going on, he took another thing which cut him open, so he was bleeding a fair amount. And I think initially everyone, including myself and other people, thought that was like a big injury because it was a lot of blood. And I remember I was on the floor and he makes his way to the corner and I'm kind of looking up at him thinking something's up. Obviously, I didn't know how serious it was. So I'm kind of starting to like shout at him and say things. And I can't remember what he was saying, but he was kind of saying like, I'm fine, I'm good. And then I think they maybe make their way to the top rope. I get on the apron and I'm kind of just assessing. And then I just realized, all right, I'm getting in. I kind of tag in. I think like hesitantly again, I'm kind of still slowly walking in, trying to figure out what happens. And then there's at some point in there, I'm just screaming, get down, get down, get down. Because we were in a position, I think I was going to electric chair him. And I'd assume we would have gone for our old independent finish, which I used to have electric chair. He used to jump off and do a European uppercut. The OG spilt milk. But then I just realized something was up. So I just said, get down, get down, get down. And then I think I powerbombed Nathan Frazier at the time. And then he was out for the rest of the match. I remember the doctors were with him. And I think I was in there for maybe like a minute and a half more, kind of just trying to survive. And that was it. Yeah. And then just it was all the next few days were kind of trying to figure out what it was. And then we had some phone calls. And it was this and it was that. And it was tears and he's going through it. It's his thing. Do you know what I mean? It's his challenge. It's his battle. He's doing great, but it's such a hard thing. And it was just so horrible to see him go through it, especially because I love him so much, you know?
I'm glad to hear he's doing okay.
Elton, I love you. I do. Yeah.
And then from there, it's a conversation about like what happens with the tag team, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, health is first, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, what do we do here if one of you guys can't compete?
Yeah, and again, the funny thing is, we've only ever wanted to be a tag team. We only ever cared about being a tag team. We looked up to the New Day and the Usos because those were the guys that were doing it. Those are the guys that were like 10 years on the main roster and still a tag team and proud. That's what we wanted to do. In our head, our world titles were the tag titles. So we were so locked into it, we never considered that this would be a scenario we'd end up in, you know? Elton had been injured before, and it was just kind of, okay, well, I'll wait until he's returned, then we'll come back together. But this obviously became something so bigger, so it was just such a foreign way and something so unusual. But here we are.
So how'd the conversation then turn to, all right, Kit, we're going to do a singles thing with you?
I don't know if it was so definite, but again, it was just trying to figure out what we had or what was there. And I think slowly it went from, okay, we'll try something to, okay, this could be something to things clicking. And with the help of a lot of the producers, you know, Road Dogg, a lot of guys giving advice, I think there was some kind of point where people clocked on backstage and like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And then, you know, this music hit Now I think we've got something. Yeah.
How did you and Elton even meet?
Oh, beautiful story. So we both started in an independent school, probably like an hour from each other. You know, I was kind of more in the Kent area. He was more in the Essex area. And in England, an hour was a long time. I know in America standard, that's not much. But we had mutual friends that would go to each school. And I always got told, at the time, he's a little bit younger, but maybe I was 18, maybe he was 16. We both had hair similar to you. We had short back and sides. And we always had mutual friends saying, God, there's a guy at this other school who's just like you, who wrestles just like you, but he's just blonde. And then apparently people were saying the exact same thing to you. They were saying, there's this guy at this other school, exactly the same as you, same moves, same look, same this, but he's just got brunette hair. Then we got told that for a few months, and then we were flyering for an independent show. And we met for the first time, and there he was. It was just this guy that looked just like me, acted like me. We had the same vibe, and we just got closer. And then we'd see each other again. We got closer. And we actually tagged very early on under the name Greased Lightning for maybe like 2 or 3 matches, because I was doing kind of a grease gimmick. He was Lightning Lewis, so we were Greased Lightning. And I think just we kind of slowly were getting closer and closer. And then we just realized that our closeness was what made us special. Let me go again. Oh, it's such an emotional thing. Damn. It was just really nice to have someone that we were so close with. And I think on the independents, we were doing a good job, but we weren't anything special. There was something missing. And then I think we realized what made us special was every time we were together, we had this like kind of magnetic fun energy, and everyone kind of was like, you guys together are kind of really vibing, and you kind of really bring the energy. So then came the day we eventually decided, all right, we're gonna commit to this and we're gonna do this. And then we kind of got the name Pretty Deadly, and we kind of got this. And again, like many things, things finally clicked, and then we were off.
How did you get on WWE's radar?
Again, also almost as soon as, because we had the previous things before, we were the Greased Lightning, then we're in this bad guy faction where we're street thugs, because the leader of the guy, a good friend of mine, Jamie Stacey, unfortunately is not with us anymore. But he was kind of the leader of it. He's this big tattooed punk, big mohawk. There's a photo on the internet somewhere. He's in the front of it, and he's looking menacing, and me and Elton are in the background going like, trying to be like these leather jacket kind of aggressive men. But none of it was really working. But then as soon as we did Pretty Deadly, we wore and dressed the way we wanted to dress. We were acting the way we wanted to dress. We had this kind of certain charisma and bounced off each other. It did just click. And then we sent our stuff into the company. We just sent an email across to a certain person, and they liked it, and they gave us extra work for NXT UK. And that became a year of extra work for NXT UK. And that led to getting signed the January afterwards. Then we went straight to America for 3 weeks. Then it was COVID, but just it kind of almost as fast as it started, it just kind of started snowballing, you know? So yeah, it was just as simple as we had to get the eyes on us. We did end up doing a tryout, but at that point we'd done a lot of extra work. There was a tryout happening, and I think they obviously wanted to sign people from the tryout. They wanted us on the tryout. So we felt confident going in. Obviously, you never know, but we felt good. So we just made sure we would prepare as possible. And that was almost kind of the official, you're in.
You did a lot of things with NXT UK.
Yeah.
And then you go to NXT, and in your NXT debut, you guys win the NXT Tag Championships.
Yeah. Take that, Brutus Creed. Yeah, that was big. And again, another thing in the company, you never know what's going to happen. Opportunity comes. As soon as we arrived, the NXT tag titles, unfortunately, with the situation, they got vacated. So opportunity knocked. And let me take this opportunity to put Elton Prince over one more time. We arrived, we did a week of training. He tore his PCL in training. Then we find out we have this championship match. This boy just pushed through, and we won. And then we had the tag titles. And
you
we
wrestled with a torn PCL?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he didn't know it was a torn PCL at the time. He just knew he hurt his knee, and he was like, well, we've got this championship match coming up. I'm going to push through. And then obviously later we find out. But yeah, with that first championship run, he was, and I think in the second match against Dexter and Duke Hanson, I broke my finger. So we had that first championship run, and obviously a finger's fine, but his knee was messed up. So we're kind of thinking, we're in the deep end now. We're fighting to survive. But yeah, very fortunately, first match, tag titles.
The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's your last chance to get in on the football action before next season. So close out the season right with Prize Picks by getting $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is now available in all 50 states, and ever since I downloaded the app, I haven't looked back. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, like total yards, rebounds, points, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks also has early payouts, so if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code INSIGHT to get $50 bonus credit in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code INSIGHT to get $50 bonus credit in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
And then how does it go from there to the main roster?
Yeah, obviously, you win the tag titles the first time around, you think things are going really well, and then we ended up losing them. We felt confident with what we were doing, but again, I don't think we felt fully there to go to the main roster, and I would probably assume that management felt the same. So we had some more things to do, and I'm glad we got a bit more time in NXT, and then we got the opportunity to win the titles a second time. And I think then it started capping up after that run, about a year in NXT. We only had about a year, maybe 13 months. But I think we just took that time to kind of really try and develop, and we'd always, as soon as we started as a team, we always dreamed of being a main roster tag team. That felt very much like our style, you know? We always felt like that was us. So we were always just trying to work towards and push our characters towards what we felt that presentation was. And I felt like in NXT, it was a really valuable time to kind of perform in a certain way that we felt translated.
You guys are the personification of wins don't matter. Like you go out there and you're memorable. You leave the audience with something to think about and something to remember.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you win or lose in those matches.
Well, look, we'll win the championship matches. It just doesn't really matter about the other ones. So we were just focused on the gold. We're yet to do that on SmackDown, and we will get there. But we win when it matters. And, you know, you're always going to lose. You're always going to fail. And I think you're a positive, motivational guy. The failures are just lessons for the future.
That's right. It's not win or lose.
Exactly.
It's win or learn.
Win or learn. Exactly. So anytime, you know, I'm going to be at SmackDown the next week. I'm going to be at NXT the next week. So if we lose, it's fine. We'll just move on. We'll just improve. So yeah, I mean, shout out to maybe The Miz, another guy who proves time after time again, you can take a loss, you can move on. It doesn't matter. You can make the most of it. And I think that's maybe a category that we sat in and maybe I sit in now. I'm just going to take the wins when they're big. You know, I'm going to wait for the opportunity.
But it's also taking what you have in front of you and making the most of it, right? It's the Dusty Rhodes thing of maximizing your minutes.
Yeah.
Right? If they're going to give you 30 seconds or they're going to give you 10 minutes, it's like, what can you do with that time?
Yeah, exactly. And you're always trying, you know, as a superstar, you never know where you're going to end up or what you're doing. So you're just trying to make the most of your time. You know, what was it? We had the match with Matt Cardona, or I had the match with Matt Cardona. And the week after, I'm trying to, you know, I wasn't wrestling, but I knew Nick Aldis was about. So I tried to find him backstage. Bang, got him. You know what? I get 30 seconds on TV, but if it's my time to plead my case against Matt Cardona, I'll take that and I'll try and make that as big as possible.
And a lot of eyes were on that Matt Cardona match. Like,
yeah.
This is
Matt. Were they for Matt or were they for Kit Wilson?
Is it?
We'll get it.
Kit Wilson.
Oh, okay. One more time.
Kit Wilson.
One more time.
Kit Wilson.
All right, final time.
Kit Wilson.
Oh, God, it feels good. Yeah, the Matt Cardona match. Yeah.
Wait, how'd you come up with that? Because that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, do you know what people are saying? It's kind of a Rob Van Dam. Yeah.
Kit Wilson.
Yeah, and I guess let me take this time to give you a little preview, but a finishing move, again, we're workshopping a finishing move that I think I will be hitting in the future is a top rope move called Men Cry 2. So we might hit a little We'll see how that pans out. I'll let you guys decide. I'll let you see. We'll see if it works. But again, it's trial and error. There were so many times I was wrestling on the main event tapings. I'm getting feedback from certain people. I'm trying different poses. I was hip wiggling. I think there's some live event matches with the New Day from when we were in NXT, but we did a couple of main roster live events where, you know, we had moments where like Kofi's twerking. So then I'm shaking my hips. They're twerking, I'm twerking. You know, there was almost like little touches of it. You know, there was times in matches where I was shaking my hips and it felt right.
Yeah.
Then I'm doing the masculinity thing. Then I felt like I was playing around with this because this is typically a masculine thing. But then I was trying to find ways to make it my own and bend to my character. And then there was a time where it kind of merged. And I didn't really realize I was doing it on purpose. That wasn't what I felt like was the big taunt. I was doing this for a little bit, you know, an X for toxic, which I think was genius. But that wasn't really vibing. And then backstage, if people made comments, they were kind of saying, this was good, that was funny. And people kind of resonated with it or clicked with them. So then I tried it again the next week and the next week. And again, it's funny how these things naturally form when you get kind of live feedback for them.
But it's so hard to come up with a gesture that hasn't been done before.
Yeah, really.
Like, think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, Roman got putting one finger up in the air.
Yeah.
Over, right? Like, when you think about it, almost everything's been done.
Yeah.
So to come up with something new now, that's difficult.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm always trying, you know, and I think we all are, but you want to put your own mark on something.
Yeah.
You want to make sure the thing almost belongs to you. So a lot of the time with like a moveset, I'm trying to do my own version of things. It's very rare that I want to try and do something someone's done before, but it is hard. And I guess I'm just thankful that I'm up here. We've seen this before. We've seen this.
Dom does a version of that.
Yeah, and maybe I'll have to one
Dom
day.
Dom does like the Nate Diaz flex off.
Yeah, which I guess he's copied Nate Diaz. Mine's more of an original. You know, we can discuss about who's more of a genius. I don't know. Maybe we'll get there. But yeah, there's some similarities. And I know a lot of people do a double buy.
Yeah, I feel like Scott Steiner, you know, in a very different way.
Yeah, very different
Toxic
way.
masculinity.
He's getting it. He is getting it. Yeah, Scott, Braun. We can name all the toxic guys in the roster. It's fine. We can get there. But yeah, mix the two together, and I feel like it's also subtly telling a story of my character and showing that in a subtle, subconscious way of, you know, there's something strong here, but there's something kind of fun and kind of playful here. So I think, you know, it just works.
You had a
moment. It's working.
You had a moment backstage with Damian Priest.
Oh, we've had a few. Yeah.
He threw you through a wall.
Yeah. Do you know, growing up as such a big fan, there's kind of bucket list things and there's some kind of backstage antics that you always think are quite a bucket list thing to tick off. I just didn't think I would go through the wall. I just thought I would be putting someone else through a wall. But I guess Priest doesn't like me. He's kind of growing on me, though. Can I say this?
Sure.
Damien Priest has some toxic masculinity. I do think he needs to address that. However, you know, with the Terror Twins, he's not afraid to be side by side with a female who he views as his equal, someone who raises him up as much as he raises her up. So I actually publicly would like to say to Priest, I would shake your hand and apologize and say, I think you've grown. I think you've matured. I think you've come a long way in this emotional journey, and I'm proud of you.
This is wonderful.
I think we can be friends. I just will tell him that when no walls are close to me, because that hurt. I didn't like it. And I do want revenge. I am going to try and put him through a wall eventually. I will say that, but I think he's kind of shown some emotional maturity that others are lacking on the roster.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, we're trying to grow because we're people, right? We're trying to grow. We're trying to learn.
You had another moment with Damian Priest.
All right, yeah.
He wasn't so kind to you.
Yeah, well, he threw me through a wall. That kind of messed me up. I did kind of need a chair to kind of get around. And whatever city we were in, it was quite cold, so my bones were cold. So I was in a chair. Again, I thought I'd confront him. I just didn't realize we were near this really steep slope, and he just wheeled me down. I don't know if you've ever been in a wheelchair that goes downhill. That's scary. That's crazy. And then I crashed. And he didn't care. He walked off. Took me a long time to get back up. And he was gone. He was gone. I've got nothing to say, but I just took an L. I took a loss. Yeah,
if you're in a wheelchair in WWE, it is never good for the person in the wheelchair.
No, it's not. And
like, think about it, like Zach Gowen in a wheelchair pushed down the stairs.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona as Zack Ryder in a wheelchair pushed off the stage.
You know what? That was probably it. That was because I was a big Zack Ryder fan. growing up, I watched Zack Ryder. Yes, he was a toxic character, but at the time as a teenager, I didn't care. I loved him. I maybe think that wheelchair push was what kind of started this thing in his head, this catalyst to kind of change him into what became Matt Cardona, the worst person in the world. Maybe.
Let's be honest, the math just isn't adding up these days. Between the grocery store and those skyrocketing insurance premiums, even with a steady job, more families are being forced to rely on high-interest credit cards to cover expenses. If you're a homeowner caught in that cycle, carrying balances with interest rates in the 20s or even 30s, it's time to get some relief. Right now, mortgage rates are at a 3-year low, and our friends at American Financing are helping homeowners pay off that high-interest debt at rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants don't just push loans, they build exit strategies from debt. On average, they're saving their customers $800 a month. Plus, if you start today, you may even delay the next 2 mortgage payments. There are no upfront fees or obligations to find out how much you can save. America's home for home loans is American Financing. 866-721-3300. That's 866-721-3300, or visit americanfinancing.net/Chris.
How was the match with Matt? Because Matt told me, and I can ask you about this. He said he was laying in a little extra hard. He's like, I want to make sure like my stuff looks good.
Yeah, you know, you think being good friends with the very slay Chelsea Green, that maybe there would be some kind of friendship there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who my opponent was. I'd asked Nick for the opportunity, Nick Aldis, shout out to the fellow Englishman. I didn't know who it was going to be. And then, you know, Matt Cardona comes out, fantastic. I'm very excited. Messed my nose up. I don't know if you can see, I got a makeup here. This was a mess for 2 weeks. I had 2 big boot marks here, which are still faintly there. I've chipped my tooth. I went to the dentist. I got a filling.
Chipped your tooth? On what was the move?
I think it was the broski boot. Yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been anything. I rolled out of the ring and I had something in my mouth and I went to spit it out. And then I realized it was this is a tooth. So yeah, I've just been to the dentist. I just got a filling because of Matt Cardona. I sent him the bill though. I emailed him the bill. I found his email and I sent it to him. Yeah, it was woo@gmail.com.
You need to get your revenge now.
I will. Well, again, when does this come out?
When do you want it to come out? I think maybe 2 weeks from now.
Oh, easy. Okay, well, I'll say this. It's London, England. It's Friday Night SmackDown. He has a match tonight.
Yes.
I might just interrupt it. Yeah, I can't decide whether to interrupt it or kind of watch it, pray for him to lose, and then just attack him afterwards. It just feels like something in the air. I don't feel like we're finished. So I think, and let's find out because I might be busy. I might be taking some photos. I might be taking a video.
Yeah.
But I'm coming for him, and I think tonight is just maybe the start of something new. Something special, Matt.
Today is a huge day because your theme song finally arrived on Spotify.
So
why was there such a delay?
Hey, that's out of my control. I don't know.
People were clamoring for this.
I sent an email and I said, hey, can I get a day? Can I get a time? Can I get let me know. I'm a big Spotify guy. I'm a big music guy. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Music brings everyone together. My music brings everyone together. We're on Spotify. It took a while, but yeah, here we are. I guess, will you be listening?
I've been listening all day.
Thank you.
Did you know
What's he got?
Did you know there's a 4-hour mix of your song on the WWE YouTube channel?
Yeah. I just felt 4 hours wasn't enough, though. Well, why aren't we doing 24?
They streamed it live.
That's crazy, yeah.
So they premiered the video, so it was streaming live.
Yeah, well,
there were thousands of people in the chat.
Yeah.
As your song's just playing for 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be a little bit real, it is very overwhelming and very nice because I don't feel like I very much feel like as a performer, a bit of a slow build guy within the WWE system. I feel like I'm slowly getting there. So to kind of have something hit so big and get like an overwhelming support of this song, which I do love, and it's very in line with the music I love, it is kind of nice. Yesterday I was busy filming some stuff, so I missed when it came up, and I just got a load of messages afterwards saying kind of, this is a 4-hour stream, this is up. So I unfortunately didn't get to see the kind of initial hype, but it's nice to see that it's such a good song. We're doing a 4-hour stream. I haven't seen the 4-hour stream of Logan Paul's music.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I haven't seen a 4-hour stream of anyone else's music. I just think we're doing new things here. I think we're making waves and I'm excited.
People are calling for you to be the next US champion.
I think I'd be a really good US champion, yeah. And I'm not afraid. I've always made this point in private, but I guess I'll say it publicly. Again, I'm a tag guy till I die. I would love to win the US title, and I would love to cut that thing right in half. And I'll give half to Elton. I'll take half. I'll proudly wear the half. I'll come to SmackDown, but that other half in my eyes belongs to Elton. So I think that's a venture I'd like to take on.
So you still think of yourself as a tag guy?
Again, let's see how emotional we get. I'm a singles guy now. I am, but again, my mindset was always tag. I just never even remotely considered being a singles guy. And now I'm here. I'm going to commit just as much as I'll commit to everything. So yeah, I am a singles guy. I will come for the US title. I really want the IC title. I love the Intercontinental Championship. That's always been a favorite of mine. So those are two big goals now. I think we'll get there. So when we get there, let's come back to this video and say hello.
And I think you could do a fun custom version of it too.
Oh, I've got designs ready already, yeah. I've got plans upon plans upon plans. So, US, there's always an open challenge every week. So I just feel like I'm waiting for my time.
Yeah.
And I think the people that do the open challenges it would be toxic to say idiotic, so someone else can say that. I'm quoting it, but it's idiotic. You're just weakening yourself up. Each week, it takes a toll on you, this job. So I think I'm just going to wait for the right time, wait until a certain champion might not be putting his best foot forward, might not be 100%, and bang, I'm going to hit the ring. I'm going to win. I'm going to slay. I'm going to do it. Me. Yeah.
The open challenge really favors the challenger.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
But that's interesting, right? Because the champion's going out there going, I don't know who my opponent is. I'll take anybody. That's how good I am. The challenger's going, I've had all day to prepare, all week, maybe all month. I know who the champion is. I know what their weaknesses are.
Well, I mean, I guess I would bring it back and say that champion has a certain level of bravado, a certain amount of ego. That's toxic. Sami Zayn was doing the same. He pushed himself too far to the point where he lost it. Ilya pushed himself too far. He's weakened. Carmelo. It's going to happen. It just happens. It's rinse and repeat. These good guys, their head gets in their own way. And I think I'll just wait for my time.
You guys are one of the few tag teams that WWE signs as a tag team, at least in recent years.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of like this singles guy and this singles guy, or this singles competitor and this singles competitor will put them together and make a tag team. For you guys to come up, be signed as a tag team, debut as a tag team, that's fairly rare these days.
Yeah, and that was always a point of pride. I feel like anyone we ever spoke to when we were asking for advice, we always just found a way to shoehorn that in because that was in a way special to us. We were prideful of that, and we did our tryout. And I remember we had a tag team promo planned, but they said we're doing singles promos. So we obviously timidly raised our hand and said, "Can we do a tag?" And they went, "No." But we'd prepared to do our own singles promos. But again, we made the singles promos about each other. It was a tag promo just from the individual. And what was the question? What was
getting signed as a tag team?
Oh yeah, so yeah, we just always had that mindset. We just always committed to each other. So yeah, to be signed as a team, it felt like a big win for us. It did.
So if New Day is a big inspiration, how great was that being in the ring with them?
Yeah, it was incredible, and I hated it at the time. And they kind of did mess up our tag run because we were kind of going for a legendary NXT tag run. But they are. Now I'm in the singles division. I can kind of admit how much I actually love them and how great they are. Always looked up to them. They were essentially everything we wanted to be. They were incredible tag team wrestlers, but they were such big characters. They were very loud, arrogant, in-your-face characters, but there was something lovable about them as well. So it was really cool for them to come down and have that whole experience. And that weekend at that point, actually, there was a 2-week period. It was one of the best 2 weeks of my life. I'd moved over to America. My wife hadn't moved over yet. We didn't know she was coming. She moves over. We get an apartment together. We get Sox and Luna. Then the next day, we have the match against the New Day. We finish the match, and then I go home to my new apartment with my wife and our 2 cats, and I just thought, this is incredible. I've just wrestled the New Day with my best friend, and I've come back to this new life, and it was just such an accomplishment of a week, and it was just such a moment to reflect and kind of, it was almost everything you dream of in the independents, or when we signed together as a tag team, it kind of felt, this is everything that I'd hoped and dreamed for. We just wrestled the New Day. And it was incredible. And those guys are fantastic. I felt like we learned so much from them. We ended up doing a few live events, as I mentioned earlier, on the main roster with them, and I just felt like they helped tee us up to kind of go to the main roster and kind of encouraged us to be ourselves. And I guess shout out to Woods even more so. When we were in NXT UK, there was a few people I messaged and kind of just asked for advice for, and they got back to us. Edge, shout out to Edge, Kenny Dykstra, shout out to Kenny Dykstra, and Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods was so hands-on. We sent him every single NXT UK match. He gave us so much feedback every single time. So it was almost, and at that point, he doesn't know that he doesn't, he's not doing it for any reason other than being helpful. Yeah. So it was fantastic to have that previous relationship for him. Already love and respect him as a performer, but then kind of respect him even more through that kind of lens. It was just, for so many reasons, it was a full circle moment. And it was, thank God for the new day.
Quick timeout from this episode, and a huge shout out to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode and for keeping me safe when I'm spending time online. Wi-Fi networks, especially free public Wi-Fi, can be compromised by criminals who are going in there and trying to steal your data. But that's not the case when you have NordVPN. And it's incredibly easy to use, whether it's on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, or whatever you're using to access the internet. And it is lightning fast. In fact, it is the fastest VPN on the planet. And one of the best things about NordVPN is you can change your virtual location with just one click, so you can access content that's not available where you live. For example, the OG WWE network is still available if you change your virtual location to a place where it still does exist. Head to nordvpn.com/CVV to take advantage of this exclusive deal that's going on right now. Check out those prices, plus 4 extra months. And NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you realize this isn't for you, no problem. They've got you covered. Go to nordvpn.com/CVV today.
With great respect, I'm just stating facts here. Pretty Deadly doesn't win a lot of matches.
Okay, yeah, we're back to that. Yeah.
You guys won one match in 2025.
Okay.
Do you remember who you beat in 2025?
Oh, again, I guess, sometimes losses don't matter, but when the wins matter, they do. I mean, what's better than a win over Kevin Owens? A win over Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
Can you believe that?
We did it. We did it, Elton. We did it. Yeah, wow, that's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You beat Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
And they haven't beat us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think that makes you better than Randy Orton and Kevin Owens as a tag team.
Can we quote that?
Yep.
Can we quote that? Yeah. Well, and they're both accomplished performers. Both very accomplished, but we
former WWE champions.
Yeah, and I guess it just goes to show that when you're a tag team so in sync, two single guys can't always come together and be the best tag team, even if you are incredibly accomplished, because we've got this game on lock.
Yeah, there might have been some interference from Logan Paul. Maybe you don't.
I feel like this interview has been very anti-Logan Paul, so I don't think we should then switch sides and say he helped in the match. I think he was doing his thing.
Okay,
we were also
toxic,
there, toxic this, toxic that. Yeah, we won.
Yeah,
we won. Yeah. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you guys, that's a big win.
Yeah, it is. And that night, I was trying to fall asleep. I do sometimes get sleep paralysis, but that night I was kind of in and out and sleep, and I had voices in my head, and it just said, "You beat Randy Orton. You beat Randy Orton." And I had a really nice sleep that night.
How ironic is it that you were the one with the voices in your head?
Yeah, I think when you take an RKO, something changes you inside. I think it kind of rattles you a little bit. Yeah,
something special about an RKO.
Yeah, there was a little part of me, there was a 10-year-old inside of me that was very excited until the pain hit. But it was an incredible moment, yeah.
Now that you're in the singles division, who would you love to have a one-on-one match with?
Ooh, that is very interesting. I mean, there's so many people. There is. I'd really like to wrestle Finn Balor. He was always someone coming up on the independent scene. He was so big in Japan at the time. He was always someone kind of all of us looked up to. Ooh. We always looked up to him. Right before he actually joined with the company, he did an independent show at the company I was training at. I don't know if he remembers any of this. He had an incredible match. He had the body paint on. He did in-ring photos in the middle of the interval in the show. I was just starting. I was maybe a few months in. I got a photo with him. And I remember I think I was just wearing all black, but I had black shoes on, black jeans on, white socks. And then I'm just like awkwardly next to him being like, "Oh, thank you for the photo." And he goes, nice socks, like Michael Jackson. And I was kind of like, yes, like Michael Jackson. And maybe you don't want to compare yourself to Michael Jackson, but I felt like a fashion compliment, so I will take it. And then that night, unfortunately, when I was driving home, I did crash my car and totaled my car. Not ideal, but I had to jump out the window.
What?
Yeah, but the point of the story is I jumped out the window, the car was ruined, but I jumped back through the window because I had to grab the little photo of me and Finn Balor. And I have that photo somewhere, so I will find it. But that photo was kind of precious to me at the time, and it was kind of, it was just this guy, this kind of guy from an area that I was from that was kind of making it big and going to the WWE. So I've always followed his journey because of that. So I would like to wrestle Finn. There's a little story there that I feel like we can play into.
You can't just have half a sentence of, oh yeah, I totaled my car. Anyway, back to this other thing.
Yeah.
Were you all
It's
right?
all about the photo. Yeah, I was very lucky. It was kind of crazy. I did have like bad whiplash, but I was one of those miracle ones where the car was ruined, but luckily I was kind of all right. Yeah.
You
Maybe
versus
Finn. Maybe it was Finn looking after me,
Maybe it was the photo.
Oh, okay.
You versus Finn would be great.
Yeah, I would love that. But there is so many guys I'd love to wrestle. Randy, again, I would love to do a one-on-one with Randy. I feel like if we look at the history, I'm probably going to win that one, so we can move on with that one.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, I would love. Going back to kind of the similarities of me and Elton, one of the things they said was, you guys wrestle exactly the same. You had the exact same moves. Really, what we had was me doing every single one of Sami Zayn's moves and Elton doing every single one of Sami Zayn's moves because we were just big fans of him as a performer. So I'd love to wrestle Sami one-on-one. That would be really cool.
Oh, then it'd be 3 people with the same moveset.
Yeah, well, now I think we have to try and vary it just to. But Elton does a really good corner kick. He really does, which we don't get to see. But if you get to see him in the old days, it was really good. Yeah.
The haluva kick.
Yeah, the haluva kick. Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah, but some people were calling it the Yakuza kick. I'd always felt like there was different people saying different things.
I'm sure you've heard the story of why it's called the haluva kick, right?
No.
So what a great story
What
too.
is it?
Sami Zayn, I think, was reading a magazine, or maybe you
Oh,
heard this
maybe I
quote
do
of like,
know this. Yeah, yeah.
like a hell of a kick.
Yeah.
So he thought it was called like
That's
hell of a
fantastic,
kick.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll call it the haluva kick.
I guess, is he illiterate? Maybe.
Maybe he heard it and thought it was actually called
Incredible.
the hell of a kick.
Yeah. Well, you do that when you're reading. You do see certain words that will mess you up. So, hell of a kick, Sami. Yeah.
Hell of a kick.
Yeah, Sami Zayn, we're coming for him. Yeah.
And then that'll be a hell of a kick versus your new finisher.
Yeah, exactly. Men cry too.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll see if that sticks, though. That's the exciting thing. I think in this moment, what's exciting for me is I feel like we're on the precipice of some big things. So it's kind of exciting to say to you now, okay, this finish is called Men Cry Too. Let's see if that happens. It might not happen, but this is kind of a fun because if it does happen, there's a little bit, this feels not exclusive, but this is the start. We've announced it.
You're at the stage of your career where you're starting to see the signs, right? You're starting to go out there and it's like, man up, like Kit Wilson. I've seen emojis now where it's Kit exclamation, Will exclamation, son exclamation with the flexing emoji and the dancing emoji.
Yeah. There's some really cool stuff out there, and a few people have been sending in kind of a lot of t-shirt designs, and I think there will be a t-shirt coming. I think that's going to be the fun one. I think we'll kind of have, ideal world, we'll have 2. We'll kind of have your typical WWE shirt, but I think there's a lot of play to have something kind of fun, something playful. And I'm excited for that. Yeah, and I'm excited for more signs.
I remember seeing a sign in the crowd that said, Pretty Deadly, the musical, or We Riot.
Hey, the musical was big, and we had some big plans for that musical. And it's still coming.
Yeah?
Because I don't want people to riot. So it is coming. I just don't know when. I'll say that, yeah.
Well, you guys had a wonderful rendition of songs when you were celebrating Nia Jax's Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, well, oh God, I don't even know what to get into with that. I guess to say a little bit about the musical, again, there's so much.
The musical's a real thing?
The musical is a real thing. We have, or had, and I guess still have in my files, 10 songs. We had lyrics, we were learning them, we were like trying to do it properly, and do a proper, like, good job of it. We wanted to go full force with it. The celebration we did with Nia, I think, as characters, we were trying to find the line of being bad in a funny way, if that makes sense. We were trying to be annoying, obnoxious characters that thought they were good at this kind of performance and celebrating our wonderful Queen Nia. How we doing? But that was that. But behind the scenes, yeah, we were prepping, we were preparing. again, with a few more of the guys backstage, we had songs written, we had lyrics written, we had a story. We were looking to find a place to perform it. If you've ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia and the musical episode, we kind of based it around that. So we had a lot in place. So it still might happen. We never know. If this career goes well, I think there's a good excuse to hit it.
Where are you going to find time in a WWE show for 10 songs?
Well, here's the thing. What we were originally aiming for, what you can't find the time on a SmackDown. But as we know, WrestleMania weekend is so big. We've got an extra show here. We've got an extra show there. We were trying to find a venue and a location to have a theater performance. So, what are we on now? What WrestleMania on now? 42. 42. WrestleMania 46. 47, the musical.
46 or 47 could be here in London too.
Ooh,
who knows?
Yeah, okay.
Right?
All right. When WrestleMania is in London, Pretty Deadly the musical will debut.
Wow.
How about that?
On the West Side?
I would call it the West End.
The West End, sorry.
No, you're good. Come on, Chris.
I'm Canadian.
Wake up.
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, we'll go West End. I'll do it. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, we had so many plans for it. And again, in the ideal world, we were going to do this, we were going to do that. And I guess that's the fun of it. These things can happen and still can happen, but we are prepped.
I don't think people realize that you're serious about this.
Yeah, we were deadly serious. Yeah. And Elton's we were pretty deadly serious. Elton has a better voice than me. He's more of the natural singer. I was more of the natural dancer and instrument guy. But yeah, we were cooking something up. We were trying our hardest to make it work.
Are you a fan of musicals?
I love musicals.
Give me a top few.
Okay, well, I mean, it feels a bit cliche to say, but obviously I love Hamilton. Hamilton was a big one. Lynn, how we doing? Lynn's gonna help with the musical. Hamilton has been a big one. We went to see that a few times, and then when I actually wanted to propose to my wife, I was trying to figure out the best way to do it. And I took her to see Hamilton because it's just a massive thing we bond on and love to sing together. So we went to see Hamilton, and that was kind of a beautiful part of the night. Dear Evan Hansen is a beautiful musical that I did not stop crying at. I don't know if you've seen it or know the story.
I know the story, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's incredible. From start to finish, I was an emotional wreck. That's really good.
Real men cry.
Men cry too. Beautifully said. Les Mis is obviously a classic. Book of Mormon's really funny. There's so many good ones. What was the most recent one I went to go see? We went to go see Phantom of the Opera recently. Obviously a classic.
So good.
I think next month we're going to go see Chess with Aaron Tveit. And I'm a big fan of Aaron Tveit because he played Danny Zuko in the Grease Live performance alongside the likes of Vanessa Hudgens. Fantastic performances all around. And Operation Mincemeat, actually, is a really good new musical that started off in the UK, and now the original UK cast are in Broadway doing it, and their run is about to end maybe next month or the month after, and we went to go see that in Broadway. Really good stuff. It's a story pertaining to the war. I won't get into it, but Operation Mincemeat is kind of my special shout out for the day.
What a list.
Stuff. Yeah, and there's more. There's always more.
Since you're an accomplished tag team wrestler yourself, can you give me your Mount Rushmore of tag teams?
Oh, okay, let me think. How much dead air can we have for thinking time?
As much as you'd like.
All right.
There's nothing better on an audio podcast than dead air.
Yeah, we'll keep it going.
We'll
keep it going. Maybe you could sing while I think.
Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible. It's just so hard when you limit it to 4 because then you feel like you're missing someone out.
That's the thing about a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, I guess you just have to go from your own personal experience of what you are watching. So maybe it seems a bit simple and silly, but I'm going to have to go The New Day. I'm going to have to go The Usos. I'm going to have to go DX. And not even the popular DX that everyone loves. I'm talking the DX that I grew up on. The Triple H, Shawn Michaels kind of glow stick DX. And then the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys got to be on there.
Yeah, they got to be. And I want Edge and Christian there. I want a whole lot of other teams there.
Here's the thing about Edge and Christian. They were only a tag team for like 2 years.
And that's it. And I loved it. And obviously I see a lot of ourselves in there. And again, Edge has actually helped us a fair amount in the earlier days, which was fantastic. But yeah, they didn't have that longevity. So when I was watching, I kind of missed it. I know so much about them, and I watched it because I went back and watched it. I watched the DVDs, whereas the Hardys have been going consistently. So
there's some wild fact about Edge and Christian, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I think all of their tag team title wins came in 11 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make you. Wow.
But
Yeah.
when you think about it, like all of the matches, right? Like TLC, and then the great stuff with the
they were always there.
Right.
But I guess, yeah, if it's that short period, then they're off the Rushmore. They're gone.
They weren't on it to begin with.
Well, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
I mean, those two guys as on their own Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah, incredible performers. Yeah. But yeah, the Hardys, DX, yeah, New Day and the Usos. I don't think anyone could beat those guys.
I love that.
Yeah.
Congrats on all your success.
Thank you.
You are crushing it right now.
Yeah.
You are riding this wave.
Thank you.
I end every interview talking about gratitude because it's such a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
What are 3 things right now, Kit, that you're grateful for?
Ooh. I guess I will say, next I want to do 4.
Sure. Give me 4.
Give you 4?
Your
Let's
Mount
do
Rushmore. Your Mount Rushmore of gratitude.
10. So I get, this new opportunity to do a singles run again. I've only had a mindset of doing one thing, but now I'm here. It's really fulfilling. I'm enjoying it. And I do think big things are about to happen, and I can't wait to take that head on and try and make it as big as possible. So I think this opportunity that I'm currently living in is one of them. Lewis, I'll call him Lewis, my best friend, a man I love, a man I cherish, someone who I have spent every day with. At the moment, I'm not spending every day with, but I would happily do that for the rest of my life. Lucy, another hot blonde in my life that I will happily spend every day the rest of my life with. And then my cats. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Is it getting too sentimental?
No,
I don't
this
know,
is
but
great.
It's real.
Thank you. Thank you for making this happen.
Hey, thank you. Can I ask you your gratitude for the day?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Thank you.
Hey.
I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Like, I took an 11-hour flight here to London
Damn.
to hang out with some friends, to see SmackDown, to do some interviews.
Yeah.
Grateful to be here.
It's not a bad life, is it?
Not bad. Grateful for my wonderful, incredible, beautiful wife.
Oh,
Rachel.
he's so soppy. Oh,
she's the
wife
best.
wife this. We get it.
Oh, she's
What was her name? Sorry, though, I did interrupt. What was
Rachel.
it? Rachel.
She's the RVV.
Oh,
She's the greatest.
RVV.
Or
Yeah, let's get it. Ready?
RVV. There it is.
And Luna.
Can I lump family into my second part here? Because it's my kids are amazing. Logan and Cooper. No.
I think I'd prefer Luna.
and the loon.
But yeah, we lump them all in.
Sure.
Yeah, family.
But it's amazing. I can't believe it.
What a life.
It's all come together. And then finally, just opportunity in general. Like just the opportunity I've always defined success as, can I wake up today excited for what I'm going to do? And at the end of the day, am I proud of what I've done?
Yeah.
And then wake up tomorrow and let's do it again.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm just excited for opportunities. And much like what you're talking about, taking the opportunities in front of you and making the most of that opportunity.
Yeah.
So grateful for all of that.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. And I guess can I do one more shout out?
Sure.
I'd just like to shout out Chloe, Sasha, Jade, and Yasmin from the Bratz Collection. Girls, you're killing it. Keep going. And I'm looking for the next collab. You know, they just did a Clueless collab, a Mean Girls collab. I'm hunting for the next ones. I can't wait.
What a shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Chris.